Welcome to Las Vegas, Nevada, and Silver State Stadium for this renewal of Vice Wars between the Las Vegas Fury and the Denver Nightwings. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Colin Nordrup, along with my color analyst, Rick Nordrup.
Buenos dias in the west. Good afternoon in the east.
These are some of the top rushing offenses in the Simulation Football League. Top 10 respectively in that category. We have Mike and Proda manning the stats for us in the truck. And Vegas has had a bit of growing pains with Stephen Mullen as the offensive coordinator, and their defense has lost a bit of mojo from last year. It's Vice Wars. Coin toss coming up. And the Nightwings won the toss. They elect to kick. So Vegas will get the ball first, and we'll get our first look at Robert Redford, the natural.
That's right. Very interesting contest today, Colin. No doubt.
Indeed, this is one of the SFL's signature rivalries. Somebody call Crockett and Tubbs. It's Vice Wars here in Vegas. Lily Long's kick is in the air. And it'll be a touchback by Chris Braun. So we'll get our first look at Tom Rahman and the rest of the Vegas attack.
Tom Rahman coming off not his best performance last week. Is that right?
And threw 5 interceptions, including a pick 6 against Florida. Ouch. He lines up with John Truzman and Robert Redford, the backs. 2 tight ends either side. Back to throw goes Rahman, and down he goes. It's a 6-yard loss. Sack on the play made by number 92, Al Lewis. 3rd-round draft pick for Denver.
Well, that's not the right way to start the game. Let's see what they can come up with. They'd obviously like to get out of the shadow of their own goal line here.
Well, they spread it out a little bit on 2nd and 16. Denver showing a blitz off the right side. Rahman, quick drop. Fires this out. It's complete to John Blades, and Blades gets up to the 22, setting up a 3rd down and 8.
That's the way to get off the schneid, but did you notice, Colin, there were 2 receivers in that area?
We have Thomas Rahman at quarterback, his 4th season. His tailback is Robert Redford. John Truzman is the fullback. Wide receivers are Chris Braun, Memphis Blue, and John Blades is the tight end. The other tight end is Sandalian. Rob Ems is the place. 3rd and 8. Rahman firing down the field. Oh, what a one-handed catch and double coverage. I believe that was Memphis Blue, but we'll get another look at it as it's 1st down out to the 45. And we don't get a replay.
Early discipline for the boys in the truck. Well, that gets them out of the shadow of their own goal line.
Here is split backs for Rahman in the gun. He throws once again to the sideline. This is Chris Braun. Pick up a 5 yards. For Denver, highlighted players Josh Vasquez in his 4th defensive line are DeMarcus Anderson and Al Lewis at the end. Des Troyer at defensive tackle. The linebackers are Adam Weissman, Mel Davis, Matt Papineau at the corner as Rahman throws. It's complete for the 1st down to the Denver 45. Nick Kinder, their 1st-round selection, is at the other corner. And they carry a 3rd one, Aiden Davis, number 30. And joining Vasquez back there at the safety spot is Jacob Gustafson, number 33. Kramer Jackman is the place kicker.
Once they get into the plus side of the territory, they're making a bid to make the first move on the Rick meter here. We're going to keep an eye on that.
Rahman changes the play in the gun. He's back to throw. Fires to the sideline. Braun with a nice catch. Spinning ahead and getting all the way down to the 26 is Braun.
Well, the spin move picks up an extra 6, I think, thanks to that heady open field run.
According to our statistician Mike and Proda, that second catch for 11 yards for Braun.
There's another look at it. Nice.
Carrying 2 defenders there. By the way, earlier, that was a 30-yard reception by Memphis Blue. And we'll get why it's called Vice Wars in just a moment after this plays. They line up with 2 tight ends, one either side. Rahman, quick drop. Fires, outcut. Oh, it was almost intercepted by number 54, Brody Gulch, the week 2 signing at preferred walk-on spot in our linebacker spot as he got the tip from Aiden Davis. And that could have been horrible for Vegas.
Not sure they realized he could elevate like that. Check that out. Just excellent plays. Almost in no man's land there, and it just they can't put quite enough air under that throw, Colin, to arch it over him.
So the reason why it's called Vice Wars is simply because Vegas is the gambling capital of the western United States.
Okay, ding, ding, ding.
And the state of Colorado legalizes recreational drugs.
Ding, 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 ding. Okay.
And Rahman over the middle, complete. And about a 9-yard pickup. That is John Blades, first tight end. All these targets are relatively big. Daly's 6'5", Blades is 6'4", Memphis Blue is 6'6", Braun is 6'1", and Elise Pryor, the week 2 signing, is 6'2". As Rahman drops back to throw, fires it out, it's complete to Blades, and makes a spinning catch down to the 7. Stephen Mullinex hitting all the right buttons.
That's first and goal. Rahman looking solid here, except for that one mistake a couple plays ago.
Had plenty of time to survey the field, to go behind it. What is it exactly you're watching? If you're seeing this on television for the first time, it's the Simulation Football League. These are all real players who are coaches, announcers, beat writers, and team owners on the field, and you're watching it all play live in front of you. So here's the give to Redford, and Redford pounds up the middle of the 3-yard line.
Pretty boy, and since it's Sunday the 9th, Oscar night, Oscar winner, Robert Redford carries the rock.
And Redford still looking for his first touchdown. We'll get it here on a wide play, but he's stopped in the backfield.
Not gonna happen.
For a loss of a couple of yards. As we look at allowed rushing touchdowns this season, you see the Night Wings with only 1 rushing touchdown allowed. They played some really stiff competition in terms of backs, particularly with Zach Sandlin up in Seattle. So that's quite an impressive number. We have 3rd and goal from the 6. They'll empty it out this time. And Rahman back to throw. Fires to the end zone and is caught for the touchdown. Memphis Blue, his 2nd reception on the drive, is good for 6 points.
Finds him in the back corner of the end zone. Heads up play. Find a little space right there. They kind of let him go. He's surprised he wasn't covered.
Get both feet down.
Right.
As Rob Ames, 2nd round pick, is on to try the extra point. Snap. Down, it's blocked!
Oh!
It's blocked, and it remains 6-0. Oh my goodness. So with 5:55 left, the score remains Las Vegas 6, Denver nothing. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the Fan. Following the scoring drive for Las Vegas, they take a 6-0 lead. The extra point was blocked. Here.
Blocked. Well, even with that blocked extra kick, the Rick meter is now lean Denver.
This is returned by Bryce Battle up to the 23. So we'll get our first look at Josh Miller, Jared McChesney, and the new fullback signing this week, Ezekiel Love, number 44. We'll get to the rest of the lineups in a moment. There's Miller. Four wide receivers. Here he gives off to Jared McChesney, and McChesney powers ahead for a 3-yard pickup. 2nd and 7. There is Jared McChesney, along with wide receivers Giacomo Jones, Bryce Battle, Logan Keel. The tight end is Jeremy Mosley, number 84. And when they need to kick it, the leg, Kramer Jackman, is ever reliable. Only missed one kick in his career. This is his 2nd and 7. They line up with 3 backs in the backfield. Miller to throw to McChesney. McChesney breaks 1 tackle and gets knocked out of bounds at the Nightwing 29-yard line, setting up a 3rd and 4. Well, for this Vegas defense, they have defensive tackles Rhett Sawyer, and Guapo Esteban, Day Drury, the inside linebacker, Freddie Trumbull outside. We'll get to the defensive backs in a moment. As Miller takes the snap out of the gun, throws! Oh, Jones had to come back for the ball, but I don't think he would have gotten the first down even if he caught it. His momentum got him back, took him backwards.
Exactly right with that, Colin. Having to come back for it, it's going to leave him short.
I'd like to say hello to Houston Hyena safety Kai. He'll be playing in career game number 40 today later for the Hyenas.
I snapped.
And the kick is away. That was by Lily Long. Kramer Jackman was the place kicker. So. And the return is by Chris Braun is up to the 37. You know, Braun has a off-season job of working at haunted houses, and he goes by the nickname Psychotic Clown.
Well, that's scary.
His teammates tell me.
Little known fact, yours truly, I hate clowns. I don't understand clowns. Don't at me either. I don't want to hear about it.
2 tight ends, balance line, Robin back to throw. Swings it out to Redford. Redford breaks the tackle. Makes a man miss with a juke and picks up 9 yards on his own as the linebacker number. As we take a look at the statistics here, Robert Redford, 0 rushing touchdowns, but the exact same amount of carries as McChesney. Redford with a little bit better yards per carry average. Chesney has greater total yards, though.
Right, I think Denver would do well to get Redford in the end zone a couple of times.
And here he is on a flat pattern. He catches the ball. Oh, but I think he went backwards. He already ran it too flat. And by the time he caught the ball, number 23, Papineau, came up from his cornerback position and smacked him out of bounds.
That's always the big issue with those swing out passes, whatever concept you want to call it. If you run it too flat, you get too close to the sideline, there's nothing much can happen other than stopping the clock, which it's a useful play for that.
2 of 3 on 3rd down so far as Vegas. They convert another one. On slant cut to Memphis Blue. That's his 3rd catch. He already has a touchdown.
Well, Denver's looking good. Their defense, their first stand, they go Kappa drive and stall out Las Vegas. And here's the offense again, back in plus territory.
There's Aiden Davis.
You got to put the stress on Las Vegas right now, because they cannot let this get away from them early, which is Denver's threatening to do here.
Now they go 3 wide receivers with Pryor in the slot. Rahman steps up in the pocket, throws an interception. That's Papino with the interception of Tom Rahman, his 8th on the year. And the head of the Rahman family, not off to a great start. Pass intended for Memphis Blue.
Well, after a good drive, I would say he's had a pretty good start, but you know, it was hard to see that, you know, that behind the offensive camera shot, Colin. That defender Papino came out of nowhere. Good play on Las Vegas D.
Now they line up with 3 tight ends and split backs to Denver. They'll send everybody out, and down goes Miller. Guapo Esteban, the 6'7", 312-pound defensive tackle, came crashing down.
Indeed.
Lost a 6 on the play. Esteban came over with Steven Molinex from Mexico City. He spent his rookie year. Miller's in the gun. Back to throw, and as he throws, and it's intercepted. This is Max Jackson up the field. Down to the Nightwing 39-yard line is Miller. Throws an interception. And it's, for Josh Miller, it's starting to get a case of deja vu. We'll get to that in a moment, as the pass was intended for Logan Keel. As you're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the Fan. So Vegas looking to capitalize off of the interception by Max Jackson. Come out with 5 wide receivers in the gun as Rahman fires down the field. Caught by Chris Braun all the way down to the Nightwing 7-yard line. That is Braun's 4th catch. He now has 62 yards.
This is an excellent downfield throw, looking for a shock play, and they get it. Coming right out of the turnover. 1st and goal from the 7.
Now to go both tight ends. Daly has yet to make a reception. He's been used more as a blocker. Here in the early going, Redford powers ahead only to the line of scrimmage. So we'll take a look at the previous meeting. Denver leads this series 3-1. Josh Miller, 6 interceptions, and his team still won the game. An absolutely incredible statistic. Robert Redford, 67 yards on 21 carries.
6 picks and a victory. That's definitely a tail event.
Here is Rahman sacked. That is, I believe that is Heath Bars, number 90. And oh, that is Troiter, the defensive tackle, taking over for Bailey Baca. Fan favorite here. Everybody called him Chewy.
That's right.
All right. Getting correction here. The series is actually tied at 2 games apiece. I must have miscounted as the throw to the end zone is caught for the touchdown. That is Chris Braun. And it's 12-0. As on a post cut, Rahman finds Braun.
Well, Rahman makes him pay for that that pick. Does he? And the Rick meter's moving into solid Denver early in the going. It's unusual to be solid one team or another in the first quarter. Yet here we are.
The extra point. It was blocked last time. Let's see if he gets it through. The snap is low, but the kick is better.
You know what the statisticians say? The average snap was perfect.
Oh, I get it.
One high, one low. They stun you with
John
a catcher.
Trusman in chat says he doesn't understand the Rick meter. Please explain.
All right. We'll get this kickoff done here.
As Ems's kick will be fielded at the 1 yard line by Battle. Up the middle he goes, spins, and gets forward to the 25.
All right, so the Rick meter is your humble color guy analyst dude impression of who has the momentum and who you can expect to win the game. And it's live throughout the game. So at this point, we've got 2 drives, scoring drives for Denver to Vegas. Yeah. Sorry. So then based on that, the Rick meter moves back and forth between the teams. There's neutral position, there's lean one team or another, and then there's solid one team or another. And as they pull them back, as they score or things go back and forth, the Rick meter moves. So that's it for the Rick
Logan
meter.
Keel caught that out of bounds on the sideline, but head coach John Bond is going to elect to challenge the play. And we'll get our first look under the hood from our 62. There's Jacob Bovett, new coach for the Night Wings. Jeremy Vega elects to remain in the owner's box, the coaching sideline.
And the answer is.
And Mullinex wins the challenge, so it was my mistake. I just
Yes.
so used to seeing John Bond on the sideline for Fury games that I miss Mullinex is Bond. My apologies. 3 wide receivers for the second down, knocked away. That is Freddie Trammell.
So just to continue quickly on the Rick meter, it's solid Vegas. I may have misspoken and said solid Denver earlier.
So the defensive backs for Vegas, Thomasina Rahman, number 29, Merrick Itera, Thomas Rahman Jr. And the safeties are Nicky Colin-Treddy, and the strong safeties, Mac Jackson, already has a pick. Miller down the field, knocked away. That was Itera. Game over with Jackson from the now defunct San Francisco Sharks. There's Chris Braun trotting back to field this punt. Here we have a kick. It's high in the air. Fielded by Braun, and he'll get knocked down at the 40.
Braun trying to make something happen there. Elects to not make the fair catch.
Well, Rahman threw a touchdown pass his last drive. He's 12 of 13 for 166 yards, 2 touchdowns, and that 1 interception.
If they end up getting down into the red zone, Colin, we'll keep an eye on red again. They seem to always give it to him on first down and goal.
Here's the throw to Trusman out of the backfield. He'll gain a yard. 41.
You know what they're trying to do, obviously, get him a score.
Here's a look at quarterback rating for Rahman. It's just a tick over 120. He's operating with split backs. And here's the swing out to Redford. Broke a tackle. And we'll get to the Vegas 47. As we wind under 40 seconds to go in this quarter. Let's see if they get one more playoff. Since the 3rd and 3. Vegas up 13-0. Denver trying to stem the tide. We got 4 wide. I think both tight ends are split out on the outside. Rahman pumps. Down he goes. Sack on 3rd down made by Destroyer.
Yeah, I'm not sure what was supposed to happen on that play, Colin. Just a 3-step drop, and he throws a pump fake in there. I don't know if that was the plan or not, but if you've got a longer developing route, you probably want to take a 5 or 7-step drop.
And that's the end of the first quarter. Las Vegas leads Denver 13-0. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the Fan. At the start of the second quarter here in Las Vegas, Fury are on to punt, and the punter is Robert Blutarski.
Mr. Blutarski has no great point.
And it's away. And the hang time was 4.2, which is way better than his great point average. As Josh Miller, he was 27 of 33 last week, 280 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. So far, he's 1 of 4 for 3 yards. Jared McChesney, 1 carry for 3 yards. So this offense has been stuck in the sand, to say it the least. Let's see what they're trying to do here on this first down. It'll be a handoff to Jared McChesney, and McChesney will get stopped in the line of scrimmage by Big Red Sawyer, number 54. Sawyer is an athletic freak. He's 6'5", 310, but moves somebody who's like at least 20 pounds light.
Yeah, I would agree. Strong like bull, right? And one of the interesting things is just how slow Denver's start is here, Colin, compared to last week.
Here's 4 wide receivers, 3 to the top, 1 to the bottom of your screen. Here's the handoff to McChesney instead, and he gets stopped again by Sawyer. Red Sawyer is like a magnet to McChesney. It's 2 carries, no yards, and they're down for Nightwings.
So one of the subplots is the Nightwing offense in a funk, or is the Las Vegas defense playing very well?
Empty backfield, 5 wide. Miller pumps, goes down the field looking for a completion, but he threw it to Max Jackson again.
Oh, no.
Tackled at the Denver 45 as the pass is intended for battle. What is going on with the Denver Nightwings offense today?
That ball's just is underthrown a little bit, and he undercuts the route. He reads it better than the receiver, who needed to slow his roll or come back to it, Colin. So in that instance, probably just a better defensive play.
Press coverage from Denver as Vegas comes out with 5 wide. Back to throw, Rahman slant cut over the middle, first down to the 34.
It's one of those take what the defense gives us here to open up. But don't be surprised if they take a shot. There's this little thing called the gas pedal that the Las Vegas Brain Trust is trying to step on.
Let's see what Mullinex has dialed up here. Spin and Redford rather. He got stopped in the backfield for a loss of 1.
To the Denver defense credit, they've been able to bottle up Redford pretty well so far.
We'll give you the latest numbers for Redford after this play. It's a 2nd down 11 play. Dan Daly, the other tight end. He's almost a tackler, 6'5", 280. He's out for a pass, over the middle. Oh, John Blake dropped the ball, but Josh Vasquez had a shot at it for a moment.
Vasquez did. It might even gone through his hands. He turns around to go pick it back up like, wait. This was supposed to be mine. But the play was dead.
Redford has 4 carries for no yards. Ouch. Well, Tom Rahman's been picking up the slack. Here he's back to throw over the middle. Oh! Looking for, I believe, number 82. That is LZ Pryor. Incomplete, 4th and 11, so they're unable to do any turnover, and Mr. Plutarski will have to punt once again.
No man's land. Wouldn't have been a bad option to go for it here, but they're going to put the boot to the ball.
Well, if they had the punting rules and that they do in the new XFL, they probably would have gone for it. Standard rules apply here, as the return goes up to the 15 by Battle. And let's see if the Nightwings can hold on to the ball.
Well, it's a positive development, and as we know, Las Vegas's defense has been playing strong, so not punting isn't a terrible option.
3 wide receivers, man in the slot, I believe. That is Giacomo Jones. Jared McChesney on a carry, and he gets blown up, sir. And look who it is, Red Sawyer, his 3rd tackle on the back. And so look at the lineups. Max Jackson with his 5th season. Thomasino Rahman. Thomas Rahman Jr. Those are Thomas Rahman's kids. Merrick Itera. Nicky Colantretti, Freddie Trammell, and Dave Drury are among your defensive stars for Vegas. And here's the first positive carry in a while for Jared McChesney. He gets up in the 19. Max Jackson records the stop.
Can I go back mentally to that first down play for Denver? Las Vegas only had 4 down linemen. All of their linebackers were back sort of in a shallow coverage, and all the DBs were way back. They clearly were expecting pass. Not much up front, and Las Vegas still stones the runner behind the line.
And the throw. Oh! I thought it was going to be caught by Logan Keel, but he got his hands separated from the football, and Denver will once again be forced to punt.
I think Logan Keel thought he was going to catch that too. Right there, and just a well-timed hit.
Max Jackson laying the wood down from his strong safety spot.
Got his hand in there too as he was applying the force.
The man they call the old timer. That's his nickname.
Who?
Keel.
Keel.
He, along with Miller, most senior members of this Nightwing team, one of a handful of players from the San Antonio days to follow them westward to the Mile High City when they relocated after season 10. Chris Braun returns this up to be Vegas 49 close to the midfield stretch.
Well, we've got 7:26 to go out here in the second quarter, and it's been pretty much all Las Vegas. And the Rick meter is solid Las Vegas at this point.
And here is two tight ends to the top side of the formation for Vegas. They'll give off to Redford. Juke moving the hole. He'll pick up 1 yard to the 50, but that could have been a loss of major yardage. It's Adam Weissman, the outside linebacker, making a stop.
And Denver continues to key on Redford and stone him. Mike and Prota's got the stats, and Colin will get you a Redford update here in a second.
Here's Rahman in the gun. Changes to play. Back to throw. He goes. Fires to the sideline. Complete to Memphis Blue. That'll be a 3rd and 3. Update on Redford. 5 carries for 1 yard. Your Redford update. Here's Rahman. Fires to the sideline. Complete to Memphis Blue for another 3rd down pickup. Memphis Blue. I remember we called the game here, I believe it was last year versus Charleston. Memphis Blue came up in a clutch late.
Yeah.
That was a particularly memorable television experience, made for TV moment here in the Simulation Football League. Here is Rahman, gives to Redford, spins through the hole, breaks a couple of tackles, and Robert Redford picks up about 11-12. And finally, the natural seems to be heating up.
Best run for Redford so far this afternoon.
They talk about football as family a lot. Some other leagues do, but in the SFL, that is really, truly the case. You have the Rahmans here, Tom Rahman Jr., and Thomasina Rahman, all from the same family, along with a handful of other people. They're scattered throughout the league as Redford broke a tackle on the swing pass. He's knocked down by Papinal after a 6-yard pickup, but that could have been a loss in the backfield. Here's Chris Braun, 5 catches, 75 yards. Rahman in the gun. Still has the 1 incompletion. Been really efficient all day. Throws out of the backfield. This is Blades, and Sean Blades all the way down to the Nightwing 8-yard line. And if you're Denver, you got to hope for something desperate here. Possibly another interception. Look at that pass. It's just an outcut against Mel Davis, the linebacker. Davis unable to keep up. We have a 1st and goal from the 8. There's Blades lining up next to Daly. Double tight set, same side. Quick drop, flare out in the backfield to Redford by Rahman. And Redford gets down to the 6, so they call it a 2-yard pickup. Welcome into the chat. We're getting chat shoutouts today. Ghibli Doo, Tom _Rahman _11, Suicide King, Jack Wall SFL, Mr. Thunder FK. All welcome. as there's Trusman makes his second catch out of the backfield down to the Nightwing 2-yard line to set up a 3rd and goal.
Always difficult to cover backs out of the backfield, especially ones that can catch the ball.
3rd and goal from the 2. One receiver to the bottom, I believe that is Mr. Memphis Blue. Here's to get to Redford. Oh, he stopped in the backfield. And Rob Adams will come on to try another field goal as we wind under 4 minutes to go in the first half. Adam Weissman on the TFL for the Nightwings. And I see Jacob Gustafson in the sad. He says, "This is sad," and he gets up a sad face. Don't worry, buddy. You still have a whole half to go. And the field goal from 22 is up and through. So with 3:33 left to go in the first half, Las Vegas leads Denver 16-0. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and Florida Fan. So as Vegas tacks on 3 more points to their lead, with 3:33 to go to halftime, Denver Nightwings barely have a pulse at this point. 0 first downs, a bunch of 3 and outs, and 2 interceptions thrown by Charles Miller. After 0 in the Baltimore snowstorm last week versus the Vultures.
Well, we had talked about, how surprising this game so far has been for Denver in a lot of ways, especially because of the game last week. But I will say, Denver was able to hold Las Vegas out of the end zone on that last drive. And don't look now, but it's still just a 2-score game. And if Denver can get something going here, I like the chances of the Rick meter making a move.
Here's Miller down the middle, complete. And that is the first reception of the day for Mr. Logan Keel, number 82. If we get a look at it here, just a simple post. Itera playing a little bit, perhaps too far off on his man there.
Perhaps, and also Keel throws a nice subtle little head fake to the outside, which gets him to Itera to hesitate just for a second, and that's all he needs to get. Keel needs to get some separation.
Look at that quarterback rating for Miller, 2.8.
Oh, or don't look at it, depending on your rooting
and
interest.
Jared McChesney busts one huge open here, and Max Jackson saved what probably could have been a touchdown. As McChesney rips this one up to the Fury 31, broke the tackle. The mid-season signing Juice Adams III, the other defensive end, 6'4", 280.
Good high-angle camera view on that. You can see Las Vegas lost contain, and Denver just takes advantage of it.
Here's good to McChesney again, and he goes backwards. He lost 5 yards.
Speaking of having contained.
That was Thomasina Raman. Free agent acquisition, decided to join her brother and her dad here in Vegas. Previous time spent in Oklahoma City.
A great individual effort on that. Puts Denver behind the chains, if you will, in distance.
Second and 15. Miller, down he goes. He lost another 4 yards. We reached the 2-minute warning. Here from Las Vegas, Fury leads 16-0. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and Florida Fan. Back as we come back here to Las Vegas, Nevada. 3rd down and 19 for the Nightwing. Miller back to throw, fires a post cut into double coverage. And Colin Treddy taking over for Jonathan Taylor Sconsing after week 1. He was signed in week 2.
You can see what he was trying to do there. I mean,
oh, it hit him in the head. It hit him in the head. He didn't even put the noggin away. It just knocked him right in the noggin.
Ouch. I was going to say, you see what he was trying to do, and he makes a really strong throw into triple coverage and actually got it through. The receiver just couldn't make the play.
Here's Long. He's trying to coffin corner this one. Fair catch called.
Gets the job done. Excellent punt.
At the 11-yard line. Pardon me, as Vegas takes over with 1:48 left to go in this first half of play.
Well, and one thing Denver wants to do is they're going against the odds. They're going to have to try and stop Vegas here because Vegas is going to want to put some points on the board, but they're going to run clock.
And
Redford
picks up 6 yards, and they now has 26 yards on 10 carries. Rough sledding for
Mr. Redford, but that average is belied by his early carries. He's had some success in the last couple of times he's touched the ball.
Good double team block by both Blades and Danny. Lined up on the same side previous play. Now they lined up opposite side, and backwards goes Redford. Tackle made by Al Lewis.
Redford's like, just when I had a over 2-yard average, I got stoned in the backfield. He's got to be frustrated.
Lewis is 6'6", 295. So this guy can't hide in the crowd that easy. 3rd and 5. This is a dump out pass to Truesman, and he gets knocked out of bounds at the 20, and Denver will call a timeout with 49 seconds left. And once again, Mr. Blacharski on the field.
After his little chat on the sideline with Dean Wormer. But, something, for all of the good things that Las Vegas is doing, they just can't seem to block for the run game so far, Colin.
Yeah, they've been more relying on Rahman's arm, which is unusual, given the history of this team prior. As Battle gets knocked down at his own 44 almost immediately.
Good individual play there by the gunner.
Here's Miller trying to do something. 2 completions, 25 yards, although 1 attempt was for 22.
Right. Well, I got to break the ice at some point here. He's too good a quarterback to ride these stats for much longer, in my opinion.
Here to turn, get to Jared McChesney, hurdles over, down man, breaks the tackle, and Jared McChesney picks up 2 yards, and here we go into hurry up. Although this might not be the ideal set to do the hurry up in. Miller will drop the throw, fires over the middle. Oh, it is dropped.
Had it, and then he lost.
It is dropped by number 86, Sam Blanchek, the reserve tight end. Set up 3rd and 8, stops the clock with 26 seconds left. Nightwings have only 1 first down. That was the 22-yard completion on their last drive to kill. They come out with 4 wide receivers in the gun.
I got a first down on that run.
Oh, yeah,
as
true.
Well.
So they had 2 first downs. As the throw to the sideline, it is caught, but only 2 yards short of the mark. Giacomo Jones finally has a catch, but he's 2 yards
4th down, and it stops the clock with 21 seconds left, though.
Jacob Levat, the offensive coordinator, talking to his receiver. You got to be aware of the situation. It's the little things, the details.
It's likely a Las Vegas knee here next possession, but boy, they foul that up with more time left on the clock.
Here is the punt is away. Returned by Braun up to the 15. And there were some folks in the chat, most notably Mr. Mark Lopez, who wanted the Nightwings to go for it, but alas, no dice.
Yeah, that was dicey should they have gone for it and not made it, because even though there were not that many ticks left on the clock, that would have been tempting for Las Vegas.
And it looks like Vegas is going to ride the arm of Ramen on this one. He's in the gun. Fires down the field, complete the blades. And I'll let the rest of the clock run out as I was a pickup of 6 yards. Bit of a shocker here. In the Silver State as Fury leads 16-0 over the Denver Nightwings. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. And here are our halftime numbers. Look at that, only 64 total yards off.
6 minutes of possession for Denver. No surprise there. Total yards, Las Vegas is approaching a full game total at 231.
Most of that passing. Tom Ramen has as many incompletions as he does touchdown passes. 3 in one half.
There's your fun fact to know and tell.
And Papano had that interception, but Denver was unable to do anything with it, and Josh Miller. Max Jackson has been nothing short of a menace in that secondary.
The man's a menace.
For Vegas.
Join Bushwood. I'm thinking about buying the place.
And we haven't had any rushing touchdowns so far today, so no sighting of the plane just yet.
That is true.
Ramen up over 200 yards. Rob Ems with a field goal attempt. Remember, he had an extra point blocked on their first touchdown. As Jeremy Vegas says, Denver loves not only Denver the dog, but he loves the entire land. Thank you so much, Mr. Vega.
You're too kind. We love you. We love all the fans. Thank you for checking us out. Thanks for participating in the chat. Thank you, Mike and Prota, for handling the stats. We're getting ready for the second half.
Something interesting pointed out in the chat by Gerald Smith. Bryce Battle has more return yards than Denver offense has total yards. That's just right there. That tells you how this game is going. As the kickoff by Ems is away. Battle will feel this about a yard deep in his end zone. Up the middle he goes. There we have a flag down. First flag. And we're gonna look at what the flag is. Oh, we have a clipping call on the Nightwings, so things continue to go from bad to worse. That is Gregory Leaf.
That's a tough way to start your drive. I mean, he's just out there trying to make a play and ends up getting the backside of one of the Fury defenders.
Interesting to see what the Nightwings do. They had only 64 yards of total offense first half.
Yeah,
2 wide receivers to top. Jeremy Chesney to back. Josh Miller to throw. Over the middle in traffic. Oh! It was almost caught by both teams. Giacomo Jones, the intended receiver.
Right. I was going to make a comment that it is a game of adjustments, and it's only a 2-score differential, assuming you go for 2 if you're Denver on any touchdowns, but it's still a very manageable game from that standpoint. However, if you look at the stats and have watched the offense, it might not be that manageable for Denver.
Miller stepping up to his lineman, changing the play. takes the snap, swings it out to Jared McChesney. McChesney has to break one tackle, but he won't fully break one. It was only a pickup of 3 yards. Miller now up to 34 yards, and of course those 2 interceptions to Jackson.
Well, it is a positive play. I know it's 3rd and 7, but they're looking for anything to get off the schneid here.
That was Frank Shatter. Matt Jackson's backup on the tackle as Miller fires down the field. Giacomo Jones with a big catch to the Nightwing 38-yard line. There's that first down that they so desperately needed, and they get out of their own end.
Giacomo Jones making himself look good, and more importantly, making me look good.
Tom Robbins Jr. on the tackle.
Well-placed ball. It goes to the ground carrying it like a loaf of bread.
Oh, well, he survived the ground. So
He did. He did.
And he made a football move by taking 2 steps.
Well, he didn't drop it. I'm just saying that it shows you how strong and what a good athlete he is.
There's Mosley. Jeremy Mosley, the 2nd-round pick, 6'3", 250. He hasn't had so much as a target today. Down the middle. Oh! And knocked up in the air. I believe that was by Jackson, but the trailing man, I believe, that was Logan Keel, still had an opportunity to catch the ball before he was tackled by the trailing defender.
Very dangerous end to that play. A very high carom. Nobody can corral it from either team. So 2nd and 10, Colin.
3 wide receivers to the top of the formation. They fake the sprint draw. Down the middle they go. It's complete. And that is Ezekiel Love's first catch. He makes it a 3rd and 2. Thomasina Ramanan. As we take a look at the Nightwings' rushing offense, last year they averaged over 107 yards a game. And so far today, Jared McChesney, 8 carries, 32 yards.
Like that little fake sprint draw.
And they go quick drop this time. They fire it out to Logan Keel, and Keel spins and bounces the spin and gets to the 41-yard line.
Starting to snap my socks there, Colin, as they may have a renewed emphasis on simply moving the chains.
Agreed, Rick. A lot of times when we watch football games, we see coordinators on situations such as these try to get a little too cute and go for the whole bundle.
Yep. As a coordinator, especially an offensive coordinator, you can't get bored. If something's working or something's available, you just got to take it. You got to keep going at it.
Press coverage from Vegas here. They hand off, turn to get to McChesney. McChesney found the hole, broken tackle. 30, he's to the 20, he's to the 10, and he's in for the Denver touchdown. My goodness, Jared McChesney explodes up the right side, following a great block from the guard, Luke Jacobins, number 64. And McChesney wasn't touched.
Kind of makes you forget all about that personal foul clipping thing to start the half off, Colin.
Here is Kramer Jackman to attempt the extra point. Holding on the play is Skeeter Baja, or is that Oresis Pelican? I can't tell. Snap, spot kick is good. So with 8:41 to go in the 3rd quarter, Denver's finally on the board. It's 16-7 in favor of Las Vegas. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and For the Fan. So Denver is now on the board. We have a 7 game. Kramer Jackman kicks this deep. Chris Braun, a couple of yards deep in his end zone, fields it out and will get run down on his own 19 yards. Just should have taken the touchback.
Yeah, indeed. So, Colin, that was quite the scoring drive for Denver after not showing much all game.
Yeah, they drove 89 yards in about 7 plays, and Jared McChesney, 46-yard touchdown run without so much as being touched.
And that total yardage compares very favorably.
Because that's more yards than they had in all the first half. as Rahman drops back to throw, fires it out. It's complete for about a 7-yard pickup. And that is Dan Daly's first reception. That's a pickup of 7 yards. Good first down play. Called by Stephen Mullinex on the sideline. Papineau on the tackle for Denver. A good solid hit. There's a look at Chris Braun.
So if you're keeping track of the uh-oh factor, probably shifts over to Las Vegas as they go, Denver just drove on us.
And Rahman powers through the middle down to 32. He's now up to about 30 yards.
We might have to introduce the pressure meter, Colin. So you got the Rick meter and the pressure meter. I think some pressure goes over to Las Vegas right now. They would like to match that score, and they've got to be worried in the back of their minds if they stall this drive out.
They'd line up with 3 receivers to the bottom. Rahman by himself in the gun. He's back to throw, has a clean pocket to throw from, fires down the middle, and that is a reception by, I believe, that is LZ Pryor. His second target, but first reception. He caught it on the, looks like a little slant cut there in front of Mel Davis and Josh Vasquez. Now they go 4 wide. Offset back.
A lot of guys in the box for Denver.
Left side, Rahman. Quick out cut. That is Blaze. Split up wide. As a wide out, he picks up 6 yards.
Charges aggressively into his bench. And they take advantage of Denver putting a lot of people in the box. They just kind of go right behind them on the out.
Look at those passing yards for Rahman. He's up over 230, 236. As he lines up under center. Here's to get it through Radford. Plowing ahead, and it'll be about a yard. Short. Brody Gulch on the tackle for the Night Wings. Mel Davis has been fairly active today for Denver. He has 6 tackles. Brody Gulch, that was his 5th tackle. Haven't heard a lot from other guys. Des Troyer, 2 sacks. Al Lewis with another one. It's a 3rd and 1 situation. Here's to get to Radford. And he's stopped in the backfield. And the tide might be slowly turning.
Well, it's got an opportunity to turn, doesn't it, Colin? I'm actually going to return my tray table to the upright and locked position.
They lined up to go for it on 4th and 2. Let's see if they actually snap the ball.
Ritual burning of a timeout.
And there it is.
There it is. Yeah, so I will return my tray table to its upright and locked position, cinch my safety belt up a little bit, readjust my earbuds as I get ready to watch this next Denver possession, Colin.
And Stephen Mullinex ripping his quarterback a new one.
Wow, really?
I saw him grab the face mask. So I gotta say what I see. I'm sorry. As Batarski is on for another punt. Pressure coming. He gets it away. Returned by Battle, who gets blown up at his own 12. So with 5:42 to go in the third, Las Vegas still leads 16-7 over Denver. You're watching the simulator. Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. The Nightwings take over 1st and 10 on their own 12. 5:42 not to go in the third quarter. They're down 16-7. And Miller will drop the throw, throws this to Giacomo Jones, who turns the corner, picks up 9 yards. His third catch on 5 targets.
On that previous possession, as you mentioned, Colin, Denver racks up more total yardage than they'd had in the entire game up to that point. And again, the pressure meter, I come up with something. Maybe someone in the chat has a good nickname for the pressure or the gut check. Which team's facing it more?
2nd and 1. Here's to get to McChesney. He goes wide, but Dangery holds him up in the backfield. America Terra cleans up. That's a loss of 2 on the play, setting up a 3rd and 3. Denver 2 of 8 on 3rd down.
Yeah, you don't expect him to do that. I mean, with just a couple of yards and his speed, he basically just needs to outsprint them to the sticks and the sideline and kind of lollygags his way looking for that inside cut, Colin.
Here we have a 3rd and 3. Miller dropping over the middle. Oh! It's caught! It is caught a multiple deflection. It looked like a volleyball drill. Keel finally came down with the ball.
We'll have to see if we get a replay on this, but it looked like somebody may have taken it away from the defender.
Oh, my goodness. That was the craziest play I've ever seen.
Oh, and no replay.
And Mark Lopez says they use a barometer to measure air pressure. So
there we go.
That might be something you can use as a guide. Play action fake over the middle.
Oh, no!
Ezekiel Love dropped the ball, and Freddie Tremble scrubbed it out of the air.
Sorry to exclaim over your call, Colin. I am a fan. That had me coming out of my seat. Good thing I had cinched my safety belt. Expecting a little turbulence on this drive.
So far, the turbulence has been more aerial than ground. 3 wide receivers battle in the slot inside of Giacomo Jones to the pop. Here's Miller. Pop flies this one deep. He's got Jones for the first down to the 45. And they're starting to rely on Giacomo a little bit. That's his second reception this drive.
And that's the Josh Miller that you're used to. A confident throw right there.
Over the middle of the field. Right in between corner and the safety man. And everybody was talking about that last play where Logan Keel caught it off a multi-tip drill in the chat. And it go out of bounds. Giacomo Jones, toe drag swag.
A different route and a different throw. There was nobody around him. Could have picked up the first, but it is what it is, Colin.
Well, if you want to join in on the fun in the chat, join us at FTF Next on Twitch TV. You can talk to members of the community there. There are all kinds. We have statisticians, we have beat writers, we have players, we have coaches, and we have broadcasters like ourselves. As we have a 2nd and 5 from the 50. On the middle he goes. And Jeremy Mosley, that's his first catch, is Josh Miller is rapidly approaching a 130 yards. He's now at 128 on 12 completions. 12-19 for 128. Mr. Miller. Thank you, Mark Lopez and Mike Improda, for keeping track of those numbers for us. And a throw to Jared McChesney, who runs over the defender. Ran over second one, but Max Jackson wraps him up after a 8-yard pickup. 2nd and 2.
He's just a load. He's got a head of steam. There's an old-timey reference.
Look, he ran over Itera, then ran over Day Drury.
It took 2.5 to 3 guys to bring him down.
Who we thought was headed off into retirement, but elected to come out and play one more year. He's an acquisition from free agent acquisition previously with Oklahoma City. And
Ed
Miller will take a quick drop, fire to the sideline. Logan killed a nice catch, but he fumbled the ball. And it's recovered by Las Vegas. And look who it is, the linebacker, number 57, John Spartan.
Let's see if we get a look at what happened. Who's got the ball?
Spin.
Oh, and second man in puts a hand on it and knocks it loose.
Max Jackson with a forced fumble, and the recovery will go to Mr. Spartan, a non-contract.
Mr. Spartan was almost wrong way Spartan there, it appears, but he gets tackled anyway. Well, I'm going to put my tray table down and loosen my safety belt a little bit here.
You are now free to move about the camp. As
put my call button on it, I think I might need another water.
Two tight ends bounce line. Here's the throw out to Truthman, who makes a diving reception in front of linebacker Brody Gulch, the outside linebacker. And some of the folks in the chat are saying, "You've got to be joking." And this game is just about had it all. Reference to that last play.
Krunox is hoping for another tip drill here, maybe.
And throw down the middle is complete to John Blades, and Rahman now has a quarterback rating of over 108. Here's Blades. You know, a guy who started wide receiver early in his career, moved into tight end last year. Does it well.
You know, and a guy who can make a change like that, Colin, knows how to run routes, knows what it takes to put stress on the secondary, and he's got some muscle and some beef.
That was Chris Braun on the reception. He nearly picked up a first down, but they'll mark him less than a yard short. Prime fullback territory here. We haven't seen Truthman get a carry. He's had a couple of receptions. 4 receptions. Zach known to get to Redford instead. He picks up the first down. A lot more. The streak is over. Touchdown for Robert Redford. His first of the year, and it's now 22-7.
Wow. Once he got through the line and the linebackers, the most difficulty he had was trying to make sure the ref didn't get in the way. Watch as he makes a cut through and a little hop, and then there's the ref nearly brings him down, and another ref tries to make a tackle, but he outruns them both.
Memphis Blue was the only guy in the picture once he got past the ref.
Ref's running for his life.
And
Redford's picking him up and putting him down.
That's only the second rushing touchdown allowed by the Night Wings. You know, it makes it now a 22, possibly 23-7 game. Nothing is guaranteed. Remember that first extra point by Ems was blocked.
Yeah, and that uber high snap that they were lucky just to.
And that's a normal snap. It's good. So with 43 seconds left, we have a 23-7 Las Vegas lead over the Denver Night Wings. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and 4 the Fan. Robert Redford with an over 50-yard touchdown run. He's now up to 85 yards on, let's see, on 10 carries or so.
Here's a return.
And Battle tries to cut it upfield and gets knocked down at his own 21. So the Night Wings are now really finding themselves in a hole.
So Vegas matches their score, but I'll reiterate the point. There's still some time and a couple more scores, although albeit they need to do 2-point conversions on both, but it's not as bad as it might feel for Denver.
2 receivers to the bottom. Josh Miller to throw. He'll throw it out to McChesney, and Jared McChesney broke a tackle and got out of bounds after a 7-yard pickup to the 28.
Boy, Miller and McChesney, the M&M boys here, maybe trying to put this team on their back and make something happen. Am I right?
You are right.
Thank you. I need validation.
Max Jackson, of course, 2 interceptions today. Split backs in the gun is Miller. Staring at a blitz. Takes the snap. Surveys the field. Throws. Oh, it's dropped. It's dropped by Giacomo Jones. He had a first down in his hands, but for some reason that guy dropped the ball. Good effort, though, by Miller to put it where Jones had the opportunity to catch it.
In addition, we're to being so excited for Robert Redford to get off the schneid and have a rushing touchdown. We forgot to note that zip plane was broken. Zip plane.
3 wide receivers in the formation, 2 to the top, 1 to the bottom. Miller to the sideline, and Logan Kill this time goes out of bounds to make sure he hangs on to the ball.
Yeah, we should note, too, that Las Vegas answered the pressure meter, the barometer, whatever we're going to call it, to put the pressure back on to the Night Wings.
9 seconds left in this quarter. And the clock is winding down. I don't think they'll get... And that's the end of the third quarter. So Las Vegas leads Denver 23-7. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. At the start of the fourth quarter, Denver is trailing 23-7. They had the ball in their own 35 to start. Josh Miller staring at an outside blitz. Will be back to throw. Has a man in his face, and down he goes. That's a loss. And that is the first sack of the game for Juice Adams III. He just got around the tackle, number 61.
He did look
Antonio
Sorry.
Jemima, I believe is how you say that.
Let me check, and he just shoves him down, gets a hand on his shoulder.
And the throw.
Antonio Jemima will have it right.
Knocked away by Freddie Trammell. On second down 17, third and 17. As Mark Lopez says, Craven, the Vancouver linebacker, and you, Rick, ought to do a game together. It just references all the time.
Right? Nobody. Wait, he and I would have a good time, but nobody else would.
Third and 17, Josh Miller to the sideline. It'll be well short of the mark, but I believe that's the first reception for Battle. Set up a 4th and 11. For the Nightwings, this had all the hallmarks of a trap game. You know, they're coming in with a 1-2 record. They lost to Florida close in the closing seconds. And
they're hosting Queen City next week, right?
Who just beat Arizona 20-9 in action earlier today. It's a return by Chris Broad. Been awful busy.
So we didn't think about this as being a trap game necessarily as we were preparing for the broadcast, but it occurred to us during the last break that maybe that's what's happening to Denver. Very un-Denver Nightwings type game. And Las Vegas scoring more points against the defending champs than their average so far this season. Is that right, Tom?
That is correct, as Robert Redford gets the carry. Robert Redford has all kinds of room. Breaks one tackle. He's down the field. He's going to score. We have a flag down. We'll check the flag, but Robert Redford in the end zone for the moment. We'll check the flag.
I don't know. That's a block downfield, maybe.
Ooh. Oh, they're going to call a face mask on Josh Vasquez. And the penalty is declined, and in one play, Redford doubles his rushing touchdown total from 0 to 2. So he goes from 0 as far as the rushing touchdown category is concerned.
Wow.
There's the grab of the face mask by Vasquez, and he just outran everyone.
And Redford's already sitting on an infinite increase of rushing touchdowns over his season average per game, since the denominator is 0. Technically, it's undefined.
And Truzman threw several good blocks. There was a pulling guard backside. That good block. Everybody good block.
Everybody. You get a block, and you get a block. It's the Oprah Winfrey play, and you get a block.
And with 9:46 to go in the fourth quarter, it's 30-7,
and
Robert Redford is having himself a day. That was a one-play, 67-yard drive, and Redford is now up over 150 yards on just 15 totes. And Tom Rahman still has 3 incompletions and 3 passing touchdowns.
Only 3. 3 shall be the number of completions. She'll stop at 3, although I'm sure he's going to throw again before the
Dan
game.
Jaley made the tackle on Bryce Battle on special teams. So, I got to give credit to Mr. Daly here. He took time off last year, previously spent time with the Charleston franchise when they were in Indianapolis. And he's getting back in the swing of things. Had a good game blocking so far. 1 reception for him. It's Josh Miller will throw sideline. This is Giacomo Jones. Hangs on to that one. That's his 6th reception for 68 yards. Chris Braun, same number of catches, 85 yards, as well as a touchdown. You know, if you look at this Nightwing defense, other than Vasquez in the back end, you know, being a fourth-year guy, there's a bunch of rookies on that side of the ball. There's Jared McChesney. They'll go backwards to the 21. Dave Drury on the top. You know, I was just looking at this. You know, got a couple of midseason signings, a couple of undrafted free agents. They used 2 of their draft picks on the defensive side. And it's a one-handed interception by Merrick. Pass intended for Bryce Battle, who tackles him after he crossed the plane. Oh my goodness. Merrick Itera with the play of the game, possibly the play of the week. And that was just a frustration tackle there for Mr. Battle.
Wow.
He snagged it, jumping with one hand. Never seen that before out of a defense back in this league.
I'll tell you, I've said it before. If you're an athlete, you're an athlete. Turns around, oh, there's the ball. I got a hand on it. Here we go. For those of you confused by division by 0, it's technically undefined, or it has no meaning. How about that? Now, some people will say if you divide by 0, you can create a black hole, but, you know, that's just guys talking.
So with 8:52 left to go in this ball game, it's now 37-7. Vegas well on top of the Nightwings here in Vice Wars. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and 4 the Fan. The crowd here in Silver Sea Stadium is going to go home happy today. Their Fury are in front, but 30 points, 37-7.
8 minutes to go. Never say never, but it's looking pretty comfortable for Las Vegas, Colin.
And here's Bryce Battle on the return, makes a juke and gets up to the 23. The Fury have scored 21 unanswered since Denver started off the second half with a Jared McChesney touchdown run. How soon do you think we'll see the backups with it now being a 30-point difference? One more score of it?
You know, I don't know, Colin. I can't tell sometimes what the AI is thinking in terms of these subs and the coaching staff and so forth. So we'll see.
Here's Miller down the middle to Logan Keel. First down yardage to the 34. You know, and for the Nightwings, they got some new pieces on the coaching staff. I'm sure Jeremy Veg is working with them, and they've had their moments. You know, we've seen the touchdown run by McChesney. Miller's made some nice throws, but ultimately, at the end of the day, is McChesney will pick up first down yards to 44. You know, it's just a little too much Thomas Rahman, mostly, and Redford has really heated up in a major way as this quarter continued. Continued to go.
Yeah, they finally gotten him a little juice, I guess. But also, notice, Colin, they're 2 really long runs. And I think he's got another intermediate run. Other than that, he hasn't done a lot. So I think there's still work to do to get Redford going.
Here's the pulling guard as McChesney follows traffic around right end and picks up 5 yards as he crosses over the 50. Or he gets close to the 50. They'll mark him down in his own 49. You know, it takes time for a new coordinator to input his offense, to put his stamp on things. I wonder if it's finally starting to click for Las Vegas, you know, in terms of the book instructing them on how it's supposed to be performed and, you know, them actually seeing the results. Josh Miller throws this one for a 4-yard pickup to Giacomo Jones. I thought he got it, but they said he fell out of bounds a yard short of the mark.
Yeah, he was kind of right there, but the official had a much closer view than you and I, Colin, so go with that. And there's no challenge, it appears. And, you know, if you're Las Vegas, you know, they got to finish out this game, but you got to believe they're going to take away a lot of positives from this, including feeling like they can compete the rest of the way.
And McChesney picks up the first down and more, ran over Tom Rahman Jr.
Yes.
Nicky Colantrelli made the stop.
Yeah, and speaking of competing, there's a great individual effort yet again. Chesney.
As he approaching 100 yards, he's at 99.
McChesney.
They go with 3 tight ends. Mosley is the farthest one down on the formation. Miller has to get rid of this one and throws it in the ground. Rhett Sawyer was coming in a hurry.
He was. And good on Josh Miller to actually get that out and have it be called an incomplete pass because he was going down.
Trips to the bottom, 4 wide for Denver. Josh Miller under center staring at a dime defense. Turns, gets to Jared McChesney. McChesney broke a tackle. He's got a first down and more. Got one block. Had to break one more tackle. 2 more tackles and he's down Denver.
Whew. There's a competitor for you, as we talked about just a minute ago, Colin.
That was be your own blocker, clear your own path for Jared McChesney. He broke 1.
2 maybe. 3.
2.
Didn't go out of bounds. 4.
No, that was 3.
3.5. 5. 10.
And Stephen Molnick thought McChesney stepped out of bounds at one point. So we're going to see a challenge here as R62 takes a peek under the hood.
Going to get another look at that, aren't we?
And the man they called the J Train putting in a work. Ooh, did he step out of bounds or not? It looked like it was real close. That left foot was in the air, but I don't think it came down out of bounds. Oh, they're saying he did step out of bounds.
Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness.
Uh-oh.
Interesting to see where they mark this ball.
Wow, that's too bad. That was such a great run.
They mark it at the 11. Still a long run, but it does not go all the way. They line up with the same formation. Trips to the bottom, 4 wide. Miller's going to throw, ducks out of a sack, and was lucky to get rid of that one as John Tuggan, the defensive end, came flying in after Sawyer was the one who initially got ducked by Miller. 2nd and 10, 6:08 to go. Three wide. Here's to get to Jared McChesney. McChesney will run right in the defender as he gets down to the 9 clock. He's now winding under 6 minutes to go. Freddie Trammell in on the tackle. You know, Rick, you see a lot of old school face masks, you know, a lot of tinted visors, you know. Not necessarily things that they would allow in the fun league days.
Exactly. I'm waiting for the cut-off bare stomach jerseys to come back.
Miller pumps down the middle, knocked in the air, and it's intercepted in the end zone. Colantrelli picked that off in the end zone. He threw that in an area where there were still black shirts around the football, Max Jackson included. He was the one who initially tipped it. And Vegas will have the ball come out to their own 20.
Wow. Well, it's got to be upsetting for Denver as they were able to put the ball downfield, even with the McChesney's step out.
Here's Redford up the middle. And Robert Redford will spin ahead for a 7-yard pickup. He's has 17 carries, approaching 160 at this point.
Yep, and that's just the kind of run I was talking about earlier. He needs to have more of. You know, those 5, 7, 8-yard carries.
Look at Truzman's block on Mel Davis. That was just picture perfect. Head on, meet him in the hole, bam, kind of a block.
Exactly. Exactly.
And Rahman. Redford again will pick up the first down.
Now let's move the sticks and burn the clock time for your Fury as they're trying to work to close this thing out. Again, Colin, is a most surprising game. See Denver get so frustrated and see Las Vegas score 37 points.
After they came in to this ball game only averaging 18.
This goes to show you can't take anybody lightly. Maybe this was a little bit of a trap game for Denver looking ahead, taking Las Vegas a little too lightly.
As Redford plows ahead for 2 yards. And, you know, there's some remarks in the chat about how close some of the games were previously. Rick, only looking at one game, I believe it was the very first game played between these two teams in season 11, was a 27-7 defeat by Vegas.
So who was defeated? I'm not
Denver
sure. I lost track of Denver lost. Okay.
Denver lost. Other than that, they've all been sort of that one score, you know, just a few points here or there variety. The last game between these two teams was, of course, that 17-6 game, which Josh Miller, unfortunately for him, had a bad day through 6 interceptions, but his ball club still won the football game.
Yeah, came out on top. Pretty standard formation here. Who's getting the ball?
They
No
go
surprise.
wide on the power play. Redford on 3rd and 9 will pick up 1, but that clock continues to move.
So they'll punt this away with under 2 minutes to go. Denver will have the 2-minute warning, obviously, and their full complement of timeouts. They've got to be thinking about next week. They really want to get some rust knocked off here and have something to build on heading into the practice week, Colin.
And Mr. Plutarch is on to punt again. Hang times have been better than GPA at this point.
See if you can guess what he is now. Punter.
As he gets it away. Fair catch called by Battle. You know, for the Nightwings, there's plenty of positive performances to take away from. You've been able to move the ball with Jared McChesney. Here, he's scored 1 touchdown. Probably should have scored another if it weren't for Stephen Mullen next to the Eagle Eyes.
Yeah, it's all Mullen. Dang it.
As Miller will cut back to throw. Pass attempt number 29. Down he goes. That's Rhett Sawyer.
McChesney's probably the MVP for the Denver side of the ball, and the not MVP is probably the O-line for Denver.
3rd sack for.
Oh!
The pass is intercepted. Intercepted again is Miller. And that was Thomasino Rahman benefiting from the tip drill. That's Miller's 4th pick. Oh my goodness. Pass intended for Logan Keel. Ball knocked up in the air.
Just a little volleyball set play. Sorry about that, Colin.
By number 20, Axel Reigns. The backup free safety. Going Trelly. knocked that in the air. And the Ramen family is definitely happy about that one. Here is the handoff. This is to the back. As we reach the 2-minute warning, 37-7, Denver in front of Las Vegas in front of Denver. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and for the fans. Coming out of the 2-minute warning here in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's backup time as the carry was made by Stacker Pentecost, and the backup quarterback is number 7, Lincoln Hawk. He'll throw down the field, knocked up in the air, and it's intercepted. That is Aiden Davis on the deflection. So the backup tries to come in and throw a pass, but instead he throws his own tip drill pick.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I had the thought in my mind, Colin, as he was dropping back the pass, there's a chance you might not be getting much playing time throwing.
Dan Daly was the intended receiver, the number 2 tight end who moves into the number 1 position. Pass was tipped by Jacob Gustafson, and Davis made the play. Josh Miller, by the way, according to our statisticians, Mark Lopez and Mike Imperla. Now it's 5 interceptions. That time he completes a pass out of bounds for 7 yards, as he's now up to 178. And, you know, for Miller, unfortunately, you got to get a case of deja vu, but you got to dust yourself off next week. You got a good Queen City squad coming in.
Yeah, exactly.
They come in to play you guys.
You know, they got to, sure, they won the pick and stuff, but I think they really want to get the offense, take advantage of the offense, run a 2-minute drill here and see what they can do.
And here is the quick throw out to McChesney, who gets blasted out of bounds at the 24. That was Thomasina Robin. Boy, she certainly doesn't hit like a girl.
Well, they get a first down and stop the clock. Which is exactly what you need to do on a 2-minute drill.
Out of bounds, they still have their complement of timeouts. Back to throw is Miller. Down the field he goes. Second catch for Bow. Clock runs. Now 1:39 and counting. Here's Miller. Quick drop out to McChesney. Jared McChesney gets knocked down but didn't get out of bounds.
Step out of bounds, son. It's hard to turn off the no-quit switch in your head, but you've got to run out of bounds there. The yardage doesn't matter as much as the clock.
Oh, and he almost throws an interception. That was number 52, the linebacker, Marshall Law.
Marshall Law, I love that. Everybody will be inside by 10 o'clock tonight, by the way. No traveling.
Josh Miller approaching 200 yards. Has a bundle of interceptions today. 2 by Max Jackson. He's back to throw again. Fires on it. Slant cut over the middle, complete to Giacomo Jones. Clock winds under a minute.
Denver trying to bookend this half. They come out and score their first touchdown with their first possession in this to start the second half.
Here's the throw down the middle that is low. Field at a 23.
And proceed to watch Las Vegas score 21. And here they are at the end of the game trying to get some more points in the board.
Here's a one-handed catch. That's McChesney, and they'll call it timeout with 40 seconds left. And Stephen Hacker in the chat says 2-minute offense is at least working. That's something positive you can take away from.
Exactly. And they still have 2 timeouts left, so the right play selection here. Some good execution.
Here's Miller. Fires over the middle of the sink. Cut. That's Jones
Timeout.
down to the floor.
Timeout.
No, they don't call timeout.
Timeout. Hello. Timeout. Spike it.
I think they can catch him.
They do.
Miller takes him up the middle and scores. On an improvised quarterback draw. He saw the middle was opening up. Touchdown Denver as Josh Miller finds a seam in the defense and scrambles up the middle.
Well, credit where credit's due. I think not only yours truly, but I think Las Vegas defense expected them to take a timeout. And Miller runs the play. And while they're disorganized, he finds a little room right up the middle and breaks zip lane.
Oh, you remember this time as Hammer Jackman's extra point is good. So we'll get an exercise here from one of the better place kickers here in the Simulation Football League. An onside kick attempt. Sometimes these things are recovered well, sometimes these things are not. We'll see how the bounce goes.
That's the way the ball bounces. Oh, did I just say that? Sorry. Did I say that out loud? Here we go.
And here's the ball. Bounces straight in the arms of the Fury defender. That is Thomasina Ramen. And expect a couple kneel downs from Lincoln Hawk and the rest of these second teamers.
Well, we'll have to see. There's still 2 timeouts on the Nightwing ledger. Well, they are going to kneel it down. See what happens.
Here we have. Here's the first kneel down. So for Las Vegas, they get a measure of revenge. And we'll take the unofficial series. We'll take the official series lead 3-2. I don't know where I got 3-1 from. I must have screwed up my counting somewhere.
Your math's got. Maybe you try to divide by 0. I don't know.
The other timeout's called with 21 seconds left. I'd expect probably this kneel down on third here ought to do it.
This will do it. It will. It will.
You know, it's been fun here in, the Silver State. A lot of folks are excited about the Raiders.
Exactly.
Exiting California, but
nice to be in the Vegas heat as it's snowing back at our HQ in Michigan.
And as the clock continues to wind down, as the great Bob Ufer once said, victory is 1,000 fathers while defeat is an orphan. Las Vegas wins 37-14 over the Denver Nightwings here in Vice Wars. And for Vegas, they had over 400 yards.
Wow.
And Denver had 388, most of it coming on that final drive. As we had 7 turnovers from the Nightwing, and Vegas had only 2. Closer time of possession than what you'd think it would be for this kind of game. Bryce Battle, awfully busy on returns today, over 100 yards worth of returns.
That was that great fumble, forced fumble right there too, by the way. Sorry to interrupt.
Robert Redford.
Here he goes.
This was a spectacular way to score your first touch. Words are sometimes, believe it or not.
Words are hard.
Rhett Sawyer with 2 sacks. Thomas Rahman, close to 260. Only 3 incompletions on 30 of 33 passes. He did throw a couple interceptions. There's that one-handed grab by Merrick Itera that's got to be played a week, I would think, in this simulation football league. Jared McChesney, just doing his J-Train beast mode kind of maneuver. He rumbles down. For a score. Thomasina Rahman collecting an interception. Here's Lincoln Hawk, the backup, trying to get funky with it, and Aiden Davis says, nope, I'll take that, thank you very much. And then, one of the most unusual plays of the game. It was a pass play, but then Miller decided to tuck it down and run as he saw the middle opening up. Yeah, it was good for the last score. Play of the game, Rick.
Robert Redford.
And no surprise, 21 carries, 165 yards. Also a dozen receiving yards out of the back.
Good stat line. Absolutely.
For those of us at the Simulation Football League, I'm your play-by-play announcer, Colin Northrup. For my analyst, Rick Northrup, our executive producer, Cameron Irvine, and our statisticians, Mark Lopez and Mike Improda. Have a good rest of your day, everyone.